What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Got a special client interview here. Got my man Jimmy. Jimmy's been in the program just over 2 months now, and he's had some pretty nutty results to say the least. But I don't want to steal his spotlight. So, Jimmy, kind of just introduce yourself, where you go to school, and then anything else you think the people should know.
I'm Jimmy Musser. I'm a freshman at Mercer County Community College, and I'm trying to get my velo up mostly.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Probably same as everybody who's watching this video.
Yeah.
But kind of talk about where you were velo wise before you joined and then where you're at now.
Before I joined, I was anywhere around like 83, topping 85. I mean, sometimes I'd get down to like 82, 81. And I've kind of been stuck there for like a year, but since joining the program, I popped an 88 a couple times and I sat 85, 87, which was shocking, and it felt good after being at the same speed for like a year.
Yeah, 100%, dude. So you basically are sitting what you previously topped now. Like
Yeah,
why do you say it's shocking?
because and every time I look at a radar gun before, it's like same thing. I don't even want to look at it. Now I'm like, I don't even know out of nowhere. It's just like 88, I guess, which is just wild.
100%, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was like I said, I was on the golf course when I got that text from you and I was pretty fired up.
yeah, dude.
But like just taking, going back to before the program, like, obviously you saw some of my stuff, but what
hmm
made you want to start training with me in the first place? Did you kind of have like a realization where you needed to throw harder and you needed help? Like what kind of went into that decision?
Well, I was trying to do a lot of it on my own, but like I knew like I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. Like I can do my best, like look up things, but I've been trying to do it myself for so long and I've only gotten so far. So I just came to a realization I need someone to help me, and I saw you on Instagram, I was like, this guy looks like he can help me. So I just kind of trusted you.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
100%. But before you joined, like when you were trying to do it on your own, I remember
Mhm.
one of the first things that you and I talked about, like on your initial call. Like you were doing, obviously stuff on your own, but you were kind of training in the weight room like a bodybuilder. Um, like kind of just trying to look good like a lot of people are. And there's nothing wrong with that objectively, but what would you say you're training like getting into the program and training like an athlete, like how have you seen better results from that versus maybe just trying to lift to look good?
Well, I mean, my body doesn't feel like if I lifted the way I was before, my body is just like overworked. Like I think I just lifted way too much. Like I even talked with it like about my buddies. They're like, yeah, you probably were overworking yourself way too much. I'm lifting like 6 times a week. And now, like the three days a week, I give all my effort to those days and they're quality workouts and I can actually recover. But I'm also like doing things that are gonna benefit me from baseball, or
Yeah.
football.
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of guys make, just trying to pull the strength lever when it comes to throwing harder. And it's like, yeah, that's important, but like doing it 6 days a week is you're probably going to see diminishing returns.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, what's one thing specifically for you, since you joined, like what's a big change that you felt in your body?
Um, Actually, like the first like couple like weeks, like I'd say like four-ish, five, maybe a little less. I felt like in practice, I just felt more explosive overall, which was like I liked a lot because I mean it's good for baseball, good for any sport. But I would usually like sometimes I'll just go to practice and I just feel like terrible, especially like working out before. It's not even terrible. I don't feel like an athlete. I feel like I don't know. Yeah,
And you're saying now you just feel more athletic.
yeah, definitely.
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
And it goes even deeper than pitching with you because, I've gotten a couple texts where you've hit bombs in games, like you've been hitting the ball harder. Just like kind of talk about that too. Like, why do you think the work you've been doing translates to maybe the batter's box too?
Yeah, well, I think because, not only it's like hitting and pitching, they're pretty similar. You mean it's a pretty rotational um, movement, but like like just the workouts in general, it's like it's overall, it's just gonna transform me on all aspects, really, I think.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
100%. And so we talked about where you were at before and where you are now. Like, what changes like in your body have you felt maybe even more than just becoming more athletic? Because I know you said before you were training 6 times a week, you weren't feeling as recovered. Like, has that changed now since your training split's kind of, well, way different?
Yeah, I really don't like I get sore sometimes, but like not enough, like not too much to where like I can't even like put out quality results when I either go throw or like go hit or even like my like try and do my next workout. Like I'm like fresh, I feel good. I'm not like doing too much volume and stuff. So
Yeah, for sure, dude. So you would say it's like it's structured volume as opposed to before it was kind of random and maybe you would get
yeah,
too
definitely.
sore.
Yeah. I even
Yeah.
feel like junk volume sometimes. Like I just try and push more. Like I'd be like, just harder work. Just keep like, hey, I'm gonna hit 90 by just doing more like workouts and stuff. When real like I have to realize like I can't just keep doing more. More doesn't mean I'm gonna throw harder. I have to work harder, not I mean work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
That's a smart thing to say.
Yeah.
So like beyond just, obviously the velocity gain that you've had getting stronger, like what other improvements have you noticed? Like maybe your mobility, recovery, arm health, and you could even go as far as to say like your confidence or mindset if that's improved.
Yeah, one thing that I definitely noticed was since I had structured throwing that he set up for me, arm, like once I started like getting into a groove, I'm talking like maybe 3 weeks at most. My arms, like I felt really good. I would rarely feel any pain like at all or even soreness. Like yeah, I would literally go throw an outing and then the next day I'd be fine. Especially like the one most recently. I mean, I closed through like 25-ish. I don't even know if it's 25 pitches, whatever. But I'm like, dude, I don't even feel any pain. Like, I normally feel my elbow, like I would touch it and I'd be like, yeah, I'm pretty sore. But I had literally no pain, which I was stoked about because before I was working with you, like the first couple of weeks, and it is first couple of weeks, but still, my arm hurts like I'd be popping 4 Advils just to go out there on the mound on live AB days. So that was one of the biggest things that I noted. And I mean, I was just able to put out more because of that. Like I'm able to go out there and throw harder and give it more effort.
Yeah, bro, for
Yeah,
sure. It's amazing what happens when your stuff's structured.
yeah, that was
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. So if you had to describe what it feels like now to throw, like after the work you've put in these last couple months, like how would you put that into words? Like how it feels?
um I don't even know because like feels good, feels like quality work, especially with the athletic throwing. It really like gives me something to like focus on when I'm throwing. I mean, I'm not just like going out there and just like going through the motions, which I really like. Cause like if I just like say, yeah, I'm gonna throw 60 feet, but then I don't put the like the athletic part, I'm like just going through the motions, but can actually go through athletic motions and like actually work on something, especially when you give like certain drills like structured for me. Like it's just I'm actually able to work on something. Um, but, like overall, I definitely like more confidence when I go on the mound, especially just knowing that what I'm doing is structured and like it's not some like I said random stuff. It definitely like I trust myself more and just I have a better outlook.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And just to switch avenues a little bit, like I think a lot of people maybe see, my program or other programs on Instagram or whatever and think it's just velocity. Like, but with you, we've spent a lot of time working on your pitch shapes and your grips. Can you
Yeah.
kind of talk about that side of development?
Yeah. So like I really joined this program for one and one thing only, it was velo. But you're a pitching coach, and like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my changeup. I need some help with it. So we sat down and talked about it, that was just great because like when I'm joining the program, I obviously I'm just thinking about velo, and I didn't even think about like pitching stuff. But I'm like, I text you, and I'm just like, yeah, we can work on and stuff. So we like structure out a way to like work on my changeup, record a video, and it definitely really helped me. I mean, I'm still working on changeup, obviously, but it's so much better like to actually have an idea of what to do instead of just like, yeah, I'm just gonna randomly throw a change up here and there and just like try and figure it out randomly. But yeah,
Yeah, because I remember one of the things you said to me when we first started talking about it.
yeah,
You're like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I kind of just switch my grip up before the game and hope for the best.
yeah,
Which I think honestly, like a lot of people do.
yeah, yeah.
So going into that a little bit more here, Jimmy, like how have the changes we've made to your secondary pitches like actually impacted your confidence and results on, on the mound?
Being able to work on them, I'm definitely like, I'm not like before. If I pick a grip, I'd be like, I have no idea what this is gonna do. So even if my changeup isn't like the best, like because it's still working in progress, at least I know what it's gonna do because I've been working on it. So I'm not like, for all I know, this pitch is just gonna go completely straight, and I'm just gonna like leave it down the middle. At least it'll be a competitive pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%, dude. 100%.
yeah,
Yeah, having a consistent plan for your pitch shapes is pretty important.
yeah. It is.
But a lot of pitchers might assume that, a remote program or remote training doesn't work as well as in-person lessons or just in-person training in general. And what would you kind of say to somebody who thinks that based on the experience that you've had so far?
I feel like remote's better because I mean, it's you got all these electronics. It's so easy to reach out. I mean, the guy that you'll see in person, you're most likely, I mean, I'm not really 100% sure, but most likely you're gonna spend most of your time talking to him when you're in person, not so much like online. With you, you respond pretty quickly, and I'm able to like communicate whenever. So I feel like we actually talk a lot more, and I think I like it better. I mean, I don't have to drive all these places to go train. It's fit for my needs. I mean, like I got my own gym here. It's like you help design the workouts with it. I feel like if it's an in-person place, it'd probably be different. But I think remote's better than in person.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Yeah.
But so going into the communication side of things too, like how did the feedback, maybe the video breakdowns, and then just like our communication throughout this process, like how has that helped you improve week to week?
Being able to communicate too is huge because sometimes we'll break something down and I'll either one forget it or two like I thought I understood it at first, but then going back I'm like, yeah, I did not understand that, so I just like text you or whatever, and we go through it again, and it's like really helpful and it's really big for me.
Yeah, bro, absolutely.
Yeah,
And then even building off that a little bit more, like you started this during your fall season, which like
yeah,
for those of you who don't know, Jimmy goes to a junior college, Mercer County, actually the same school that I went to, but a junior college basically plays a full schedule in the fall. So it's like you're in season. So, with you, Jimmy, you've been able to make progress like even during the season
yeah,
when a lot of guys struggle to do that or even think that it's possible. So
yeah,
what kind of helped you gain velo and stay sharp while managing a full, class workload and baseball
yeah.
workload?
Honestly, you structuring out for me was, in my opinion, the biggest thing. Because I was like looking, like while I was in the fall season before I like worked with you, I was like looking at him like Dude, I have no clue how. Like, I know I need to gain at least some velo between now and like the actual season starting. I'm like, we have a decent amount of fall time, and I'm like, I feel like I can gain at least something during the fall. But I was like, I have no idea how I'm supposed to do this, especially just like structuring around the fall with the games and stuff. So I think you structuring everything out for me and working around the games and like even the practices that I had to do, like bullpens that I had to do, that was like really, really big for me.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you've been able to make a pretty big jump in not that long of a time, like just over
Yeah.
2 months. So going from, topping 85 to now sitting 85, touching 88, being on the
Mhm.
brink of 90, which is going to
Yeah.
be sick.
Yeah, dude.
Uh, what do you think is the biggest lesson you've learned throughout this process and that you would tell maybe another pitcher who's stuck in the
Mhm.
shoes of where you were before you started?
Um, Definitely, I mean, whether you work with a coach or whatever, you have to have something structured. And you can't just do random things. And you have to be able to progress, like be just like go out there and be able to keep progressing instead of just, going through the motions and hoping something will stick.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. And I think
Yeah.
that's advice that a lot of people need to hear.
Hmm.
And then just to build off that a little bit, like before you first started, you might have had a different idea about how guys gain velo. And then you
Yeah.
jump into my program, and maybe that's changed a little bit because, maybe um, I don't do the same things that you thought you might need.
Yeah.
So, was there anything that surprised you when you joined the program, about like how to actually gain velocity?
Um, I feel like maybe a little bit. I thought that'd be like more like explosive work, I'd say, which I kind of understand now, looking back at it. Now that's week 3, and I like did my sprint work and explosive work kind of recently. Um, I understand why it's like as much as it is right now because my legs were getting pretty sore towards the end. So, but I thought like maybe I'd have to do like more explosive work to like help me gain velo. Um, and also like before I thought it'd be like I just do a bunch of weightlifting, which I mean I kind of learned before I joined that that wasn't working because I was gaining strength, but it wasn't showing on like the radar, I guess you'd say. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure, dude. A lot of people think that if you just load weight to the bar, you're gonna throw harder. Doesn't
yeah,
really work like
no,
that.
it gets pretty annoying too.
Yeah, dude, it does. It does. I've been there.
Yeah.
But like just to start to close this out a little bit, if somebody was on the fence about joining because they think they can just figure it out on their own, what would you say to them?
Um, I tried it for 3 years. I only got so far. I mean, yeah, I made some. I'd say maybe say newbie gains from looking at TikTok videos and YouTube things. But until you have like an actual coach or whatever that can actually guide you, it's a little difficult to make those gains, and you don't really have much time. Something that I really realized too. I mean, I only got so much time to gain velo, so I thought it'd be best to work with you.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
And what's your goal moving forward? Because obviously we got to 88 already. Like what's you still got
Um,
another 4 months and hopefully more working with me. So what's the
yeah.
next goal for you?
So I actually been thinking about this. I kind of want to aim high because, why not? If like I aim high and what my teacher said, you got to aim high so that when you do miss, it's just a little low. But if you aim a little low, or like what people say, reasonable or what's ideal, and then you like get below. So you know what? I'm saying why not try and hit 92, 93? Just why not, Worst comes to worst, I don't hit it. But I think it's better for me to aim high because I mean I'm already shocked that I hit 88. I mean, it went basically from one bullpen sitting something sit in another one. So I mean, I might as well just try and shoot high, I guess.
100%, dude.
Oh yeah.
Did you start to have those thoughts after you hit 88 and you kind of unlocked a new level of confidence, or was it before?
It was actually a little bit after when I was like probably like a week after, a couple days. Because when I hit 88, I'm just like, that's all I cared about. I was like, I finally broke 85. That's all I wanted. Going into, I was like, all right, the only one and only thing I want is just touch 86 one time. I'd be happy. And then, I mean, when I started seeing the number, I was like, I was going crazy. But yeah, definitely like a couple weeks after, I was like, I mean, I like gained velo like that. I mean, why? Just why not? Why can't I? I can do it, especially for putting the work and trust you.
Why not 95, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like who would have thought I would have went out there and one last week I'm 80, topping 85, really sitting 80, 45 to, the next week I'm like, all right, shoving 88, 87, 86, 85, It's like, I wasn't expecting that, so why not 95 like you said?
Yeah, bro, absolutely. And it's like you didn't touch 88 once and sit, 4 to 5. You were
Yeah.
sitting 86, 87 like the
Yeah.
entire time, and you hit 88 multiple times.
Yeah, no, dude. I even sent like videos to or like the numbers to like some of my old coaches or like just like baseball guys how like I talked to. And like one of them said something like that. He's like, that's good numbers. What he's like the most notable thing is how they were all consistent. It wasn't just like once or twice. It was like around there the whole time, which I was like, yeah, I didn't even think about that until he said that.
Yeah, dude, you sat that upper end velo, which is
Yeah,
sick.
bro, I don't even understand that. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, 95 is the next goal, bro.
Yeah, like why not? Why not do it fucking for the season starts? Whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you want to leave the people with before we wrap this up?
Um, don't waste time trying to figure it out on your own because I wish I would have gotten a coach a lot earlier because now I'm in college. I love this JUCO, but I feel like if I would have gone earlier, I could have went to bigger places. But yeah,
Yeah, bro. Well, you still have that opportunity, as you and I both know.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome. I um I think that a lot of people would benefit from hearing your story. It's far
Mhm.
from over, but that's pretty sick. So if
Yeah.
you're a pitcher watching this and you're stuck and you're trying to figure it out on your own and you want to make some gains like my man Jimmy did, click the first link in the description below, book a call with me, talk about where you're at, where you want to get to, and how I can help, just like my man Jimmy here.
Mhm.